Okay, incredibly strong. Fugue early access. Chat, by the way, you can always tell what a guide maker thinks about a character by what they type out. Brax said incredibly strong. That means she's not broken in Brax's eyes. If she's broken, they're not going to say incredibly strong. They're going to be like, Fugue is absolutely insane. Fugue is so broken. Fugue just changed the game forever. Bro said incredibly strong. That means she's solid. That means she's solid. All right, let's look at it.
She's as beautiful as the day we lost her. Hello and welcome back to another great experience.
Bro said just as beautiful as the day we lost her.
She's as beautiful as the day we lost her. Hello and welcome.
Okay, let's turn the volume up. All right, bloop, should be good.
Welcome back to another great experience server video. Today we're going to be taking a look at Fugue, or if you have never heard that term used ever, you've probably called her Fugue or something like that. But for those of you who aren't caught up on Star Rail but might be watching this and like the last you played was like 1.2 or something, this is Tingyun. Kind of. I'm not going to go into the lore of all of it, but this is our newest 5-star Fire Nihility character, which if I had a nickel for every 5-star Fire Nihility Foxian character, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't that much, but kind of weird that it's happened twice. Their ultimates also look really similar. Anyways, in today's video,
It's true. He's right. Xiao Shou and now Tingyun, glorified Tingyun, both of them are Fire Foxes.
Going to be going over my first impressions of Fugue, playing her a little bit before she releases. Now, all of the stats in this video and all of basically everything about this video is technically subject to change. We do have a little bit before Fugue actually comes out, but I will say most of the time, if they do change things, it's usually not something so significant as to change the identity of the character. Usually it might just be like a small modifier or like fixing typos or something. So that's enough yapping. Let me get into what Fugue does. Man, I had some thoughts about what this character was going to be, but she superseded my expectations. So right before I go in,
did bro just say superseded?
I had some thoughts about what this character was going to be, but she superseded my expectations.
Bro totally had a tongue twist moment there. There's no way he meant to say superseded. He pulled a me. Sometimes like the words come out weird. You know what I'm saying? And he's just like, you know what? Who cares?
So right before I go in and show you what she does, I just want to show you a couple.
They really did just like change up the outfit. I griped about this when I saw her drip marketing. I don't care if it's the same person. I don't care how much people try to logically make it like make sense. Well, it is the same person. Shut the fuck up. It's a video game. It's fictional. They could have done so much more with her design on how she looks because she is quite literally an upgrade. She's this new glorified version. I wanted to see a bit more. Feel like I'm playing with like essentially a Super Saiyan version of Tingyun, and I don't get that from how she looks right here.
Thing.
Deal. Exactly. They benchmark example, prime example right there. DHIL, literal Super Saiyan version of Imbiber Lune. He looks like a Super Saiyan version of Imbiber Lune.
First off, I'm using a 4-star light cone. This is resolution shines as pearls of sweat.
They still recycle some of the idle animations? Oh, fuck no.
Every time I play this character, I think she's a Harmony for some reason in my head, but then I go to her light cones and I'm like, oh yes, these are all Nihility light cones. This light cone shreds enemy defense, which is super great on basically every single Nihility in the game. And
that light cone is such a mistake. It's such a mistake, bro. Like the devs have a hard time selling Nihility light cones because of that light cone. They did not mean to put that light cone in the game and make it that good.
And there are other light cones you can use as well, but this one is probably going to be your best option, your best case scenario. But Eyes of the Prey is also okay.
You're skipping her?
Effect hit rate, so if you superimpose this, it can be decent. You are gonna need effect hit rate on this character. Her signature light cone gives break effect to her, and when an enemy gets their weakness broken, it has a chance to apply debuff to that enemy that increases their break damage taken, which is different.
Increase the wearer's break effect by 60. Okay. 100% base chance to inflict charring state, which increases its break damage taken by 18%. And it can stack 2 times. 36% multiplicative break increase. Ooh, that's actually pretty fucking strong. That's a strong ass multiplier for break, I'll be honest. 36% break damage increase that's pretty fucking high, guys, I'll be honest.
different from your break effect multiplier itself. So break damage taken does help a fair bit, but honestly, you don't even really need her signature light cone. It's gonna be decent, but you have a lot of other options, including Resolution Shines' Pearls of Sweat, which in my opinion is gonna be the best 4-star for her. As for relics, I'm giving her break sets, and also caught Agni Lantern for the extra speed and for the extra break effect against fire weak enemies, which you may end up using her against.
Pretty standard.
Lastly, max traces and Eidolon 0. All right, so here I'm running a bit of an unconventional team where I'm actually not running a main damage deal.
Pretty niche. No one else will use that light cone. As long as it's effect hit rate induced, ain't it? That means you can literally make anybody make break character stronger with that light cone on. What are you talking about? That 36% break damage increase could be put on anybody who has effect hit rate scaling. Silver Wolf, Black Swan, like you dead ass can put it on any of those characters if your only goal is to use that character to increase break damage. But like I said before, the defensive shred light cone is the only reason why I would say not to get the light cone either, because fucking Luca's Resolution Shines as a Pearl that's all you need. It's literally all you need. DDD is better, brother. That's a Harmony light cone. We're talking about Nihility light cones. So what are we on about here? It's not effect hit rate. It's 60% break effect. Vance, what the fuck are you waffling about, buddy? Hold on. Am I missing something here? 100% base chance to inflict charring state. That's effect hit rate. Can we simmer down here, guys? Can we simmer down? That's literally effect hit rate induced. Okay. All right. Let's go. Let's continue.
All right. So here I'm running a bit of an unconventional team
where I'm actually not running
a main damage dealer. Well, I am, but their role doesn't show that they're a damage dealer, which I think is really funny. So let me just show you what we're cooking, okay? All right, so here we are on Fugue. Now, my Fugue is actually...
I thought you said it had EHR. No, I'm saying EHR characters can utilize it. But like I said, it's not even worth using it because you can just put the fucking Resolution Signs as a Pearl on defensive strat.
Very fast. She actually has a ton of speed, especially when you account for Ruan Mei. For those of you wondering what Fugue does a couple different things. First off, take Harmony Trailblazer's kit where you can add super break damage whenever you break an enemy or whenever you hit an enemy that's already weakness broken. Fugue has that built into her kit as well.
Yep. So now if you wanted to, you could have two different super breaks proccing between her and HMC. But me personally, I'm just going to bench the HMC and just put her and Rame on the same team. There might be some teams where you might be able to play around with that rotation there. But yeah, her and Rame, weakness break efficiency increase is fucking insane.
Except the main difference between her and Trailblazer is that this is built into her talent. So you don't actually need to have your ultimate up or anything. Simply for being on the field, you will get super break damage. But that's not all her talent does. Her talent also gives what's called Cloud Flame Luster, which if you played the MOC where you had Exo Toughness, this is Exo Toughness. It accounts for 40% of the enemy's original toughness. And when you break their original toughness, then you can hit the Exo Toughness.
So, chat, this is literally the Abyss buff that existed with Rappa. That's all it is. Once you break somebody's toughness, you're going to see that hollowed bar appear, and now you can essentially break again. And that break again is just triggering the same shit again. It literally doubles the damage of break effect characters and their break effects, quite literally. So, Boot Hill, if he fucking has his physical bleed dot, boom, right? Then you do it again with Boot Hill. Boom, right? It's like double break. It's just the Exo Toughness. This is shit we use with Rappa I think, well, one MOC ago, I think.
Now, a couple things about Exo Toughness. If you break an enemy, they are broken.
Rappa's gonna love her,
the Exo Toughness is just an extra opportunity for you to do another break on top of that. This affects characters like Himiko, where she actually gets stacked based off of enemies that you break.
Oh, man, good one, Brax. I forgot about that. Yeah, chat. Not only is it good for them doing more damage, anybody who gets things for breaking shields, like Himiko gets stacked so that she can trigger a follow-up, that shit counts when you break the Exo Toughness too, which is actually insane. So Boot Hill, same exact concept. He gets his little stacks that increase his toughness reduction. Yeah, it's crazy.
And a cool thing about her Exo Toughness is that if you break an enemy's Exo Toughness, it does the same amount of break damage as the original toughness, not just the 40% Exo Toughness. So,
sorry, I got a question in chat. Brax, I apologize. I'm scuffing your react up. A new player says 100% base chance doesn't actually mean it's 100% of the time. No. Sinvei, I wish it was that simple, but it's not, buddy. No, not even close. There's a whole formula for it. It's actually not that complicated. It is. I'll be honest, I don't feel like explaining that mid fucking guide.
So you're doing full damage even for less break, which is super nice. And much like Harmony MC, when you break an enemy, it delays the enemy's action by 15%. And just as another bonus with her traces, you can actually give bonus break effects to your teammates based on Fugue's break effect.
When an enemy target's weakness gets broken, increase teammates' break effect by 6%. If Fugue's break effect is 220% or higher, the break effect is boosted by an additional 12%, lasting for 2 turns and can stack up to 2 times. Wait, they changed that? Oh, they changed that, didn't they? Increase teammates' break effect by 6%, and if she's at 220 or higher, that then gets boosted by an additional 12% and can stack up to 2 times. So are we looking at 30% break increase? I guess we're looking at a 30% break increase in total there. And then you got the delay on top of that. I'll be honest, man. Running her, Harmony MC, and Ron May with like a hyper super break comp, and then everybody keeps delaying the fucking teams. I'm totally gonna try it. I'm definitely, you know me, guys. I'm all about the kamikaze glass cannon comps.
But that's all just built into her talent. So on this team, Linkshaw is actually the dedicated breaker.
Yeah,
What that is essentially going to do is give Linkshaw some more break effect. And it lasts for 3 turns, much like regular Tingyun's attack buff.
Super indeed.
The other thing that does is it allows you to break enemies even if they're not weak to the actual type that the character is. It only does 50% of the initial break. However, this means that you can take anyone into any content and they can break anything.
Wait, I didn't know that about her.
Of the initial break. However, this means that you can take anyone into any content and they can break.
They changed that shit too, bro. Nah, that wasn't in the original one. I don't remember. Wait, I don't remember that being. I'm pretty sure that was not in her original kit. Can also reduce toughness even when attacking enemies that don't have the corresponding weakness type, with the effect equivalent to 50% of the original toughness reduction value. It was? Wait a minute. This cannot stack with other toughness reduction effects that also ignore. I didn't see that part. Because that was what I was picking up. That's actually huge. The following sentence is huge. This cannot stack with other toughness reduction effects that also ignore weakness type. That sucks, because that would have made Acheron stronger at breaking shields and Rappa stronger at breaking shields. But it doesn't stack with their ignore weakness type. Damn it, that sucks. Still beneficial. Let me think about that for a second. No, because it's only one designated ally. It only does this for one designated ally. It would be fucking cracked if it was for the whole team, because then the whole team is constantly nicking away at the enemy's toughness bar. But it's just one designated ally. That's the problem. There's still some benefits there, but there's also some drawbacks there too. There's some negatives there. It's most certainly a balanced mech.
Anything. And lastly, the character that's partnered with Fugue has a base chance.
Just get E6? No thanks. I'm not interested in making $1 billion company even richer with money that I should be spending on other things. Nah, I'm good, bro. If I'm spending money on this game, it's because I'm actually multiplying that dollar and putting it in my pocket. You know what I'm saying?
Chance to decrease enemies' defense. So let me show you what I'm talking about. First off, we're gonna just activate Harmony Trailblazer Super Break, because I have something cool to show you with that as well. So we check this out, and this should have a defense reduction, and it hits every single
she has
enemy.
defensive strength.
Now, something else I want to point out about Fugue, and this is probably where a lot of people were initially confused. The reason I'm using Fugue, Ruan Mei, and Harmony MC with Linkshaw as a DPS is because you guys already seen a ton of Rappa footage and Firefly footage. You guys don't need me to show you more of that. You already know how it's going to look. But I did want to include both Fugue and Harmony MC on the same team. And the reason is because Super Break, some people think of Fugue as a replacement for Harmony MC, and that is totally okay. That can happen, that can work. But when you take two characters that both apply their own separate instances of Super Break, you actually get 2 instances of Super Break.
Well, you get 2 instances of Super Break, but if you got somebody like Firefly, then you got 3 instances of Super Break. Now you got super breako.
It doesn't just stack up and add up to one thing. It doesn't overwrite the other. Both super breaks will proc, and you will see 2 super breaks go off with Ron-Mei's basic attack.
Bang.
Boom. So 2 super breaks that both went off at the same time.
That's why I was talking about I'd love to do a glass cannon super break team, right? Harmony MC, Ron-Mei, and Fugue, and then that one standalone like Rappa or Firefly or whoever or Boot Hill. And then you just like Super Break Chronicles, bro.
This means that instead of running Ron-Mei with Firefly or Rappa, you can actually just go ahead and run Harmony Trailblazer and Fugue together, and you get 2 super breaks, which is pretty crazy. I'm not gonna lie. All right, so that's 223k damage from Linkshaw's Bunny. By the way, if you're wondering what light code I'm using on Linkshaw, just for reference, this is post-op conversation. Memories of the Past, and Dance, Dance, Dance. So these are all 4-star light codes. But now Tingyun's turn is back, and if you'll notice, Fugue actually...
Man, dude. That foxtail shit looks so cool on her, bro. I ain't gonna cap. They cooked with the foxtail shit on her. I admit, she looks a lot better in battle than her model does, like, on the UI screen. On just, like, when she's just standing around. In battle, she looks fucking sick.
Actually has 2 stacks left.
Her hair should be the same color. I agree. I think it would be so fucking cool if they gave her the Wuthering Wave splash where it's like the 2-tone, right? If they put the 2-tone and they took the color that's of her foxtail and put it on her hair. Oh man, that'd be so clean.
For 3 turns.
Or Miyabi.
You guys, this is based on Fugue's turns and not Linkshaw's turns, which is just so nice. I'm gonna go ahead and let the Banui attack, and then I'll ult. So we're gonna go ahead and use basic attack on Fugue, and then you'll notice that we have our ultimate ready on Fugue. Now, Fugue's ultimate, honestly, guys, a lot of people, they play supports for their ultimates because their ultimates usually do something crazy. Fugue's ultimate actually is completely unnecessary, but nice to have.
That's funny. It's not unnecessary. I disagree there respectfully. She herself can do super break damage, right? So if her ult does 60 toughness reduction, which I think Brax camera's covering it up, then with a Ron-Mei, that 60 toughness turns into 90 toughness. So her ult will will actually do a considerable amount of super break damage on a super break team because she herself, just like, I remember a lot of times when people would see my Jiao Show popping off on a Acheron team. And he's like, damn, how's your Jiao Show doing so much damage? That was part of the Exo Toughness domain. It's because the Exo Toughness in the super break concept was making my Jiao Show pop the fuck off. She's almost like a sub DPS. Exactly. That's the benefit of her ult. It deals damage, super break damage as well.
Basically, she can break enemy toughness regardless of their weakness type, and it does some damage. What this is useful for, in my opinion, is if you're trying to save yourself a cycle, you can use this early to break or make it so you can break enemies faster, or you can save it for the following cycle if you're just going to wander 0 cycle it, and that's totally fine as well. So I'm actually going to save that.
Brax called us all losers for 0 cycling.
Because I don't need it right now. Huge bunny damage and Harmony Trailblazer damage. Now I'm gonna Linkshaw. That way we get the bunny right away. Go and skill just for the break. Bunny gonna come out, do another 229.
Dude, he's fucking straight up 0 cycling right now, low key.
Okay, and this is a reminder, we get 2 instances of super break. I'm gonna go ahead and just basic attack with Tingyun, and then right at the start of the next wave, I should be able to just use her ultimate, which is going to be super nice.
Yeah,
here we go.
first.
And if you guys want to watch this in slow mo, just so you can see the effects of it, because it is quite nice. It's a pretty ultimate. And Jiao Shou. Surprise Jiao Shou.
Dude, that is a fire ultimate, man. Pun intended.
No, that's a beautiful
Fucking
ultimate
Phoenix
animation, though. We did some break, you know. Now
Wuthering Waves fans aren't going to like that one, boys. She stole that from Xueyi.
Now it is her turn.
I'd say she stole it from Yai Miko, actually.
To reapply her skill. All right, so we skill on Linkshaw. We're going to skill on Harmony Trailblazer. We're going to skill on Ron-Mei. And then Banui should be attacking here in just a moment.
Naruto invented that, true.
I'm gonna go ahead and basic attack with Fugue to get a skill point back. And dude,
bro, what the fuck? I'm trying to see if she was doing that much break with her auto, but no, I don't think so. I think it's right here actually. I was like, bro, ain't no way she doing that much with an auto attack. Okay.
We're gonna go ahead and basic attack with Fugue to get a skill point back. And dude, the break damage from this ends up just being so crazy. I'm actually gonna use the Lingshaw's ultimate right away just to pull.
Bro, this shit is wild, man. Bro is out here carrying with Lingsha. Insane. That's the thing about the Lingsha comp though. It's like you got the hyper fucking carry comp, all super break weak, all like allocating towards doing super break damage. So you can run a healer super break character as that shit is crazy, man.
Up. See if we can do a little bit more damage a little faster.
It's such a cook. Yeah.
630.
God damn. What the fuck, bro?
5 break followed up by 302. So keep in mind, guys, the HP for MOC has like drastically increased. It has gotten ridiculously high. So the fact that we're doing this much damage, it looks incredible, but the reason things are dying so slow is because they just jacked up the HP a fair bit.
And it's probably gonna get worse. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, hey guys, 900k damage, and you haven't even gotten to the guy's second bar yet. You know, still on the first bar. We're still working on getting that first bar down. You know what I mean? Yeah, y'all know what this means, right? Y'all know what this means. It means prepare for severe power creep when these remembrance characters come out. Prepare for power creep like you've never seen before, boys. You saw Miyabi? You saw Miyabi, what she did to Zenless Zone Zero? Yeah. That's what you got to prepare for in 3.0, guys, okay?
Gonna basic attack here. And Fugue herself is going to be
5 million ults in Val.
Be doing a fair bit of damage on her own. We skill on Linkshot, Banui moves up. He's gonna give us energy, so kind. Oh, now they're mad. But it doesn't matter because this team's DPS is a sustainer, so we basically just don't die ever. Now I can only basic attack here because I didn't manage my skill points well, but I can immediately ult right after, bring Banui up, and do a ton of extra damage.
Even though Miyabi power crept Ellen, she still cooks in the new Xueyi defense. Hey, Shoujo, by Ellen cooking, do you mean like just putting food in the microwave, heating it up for about 55 seconds? Is that what you mean by cooking?
Oh, that is so crazy. I'm gonna basic attack here because Ruan Mei is gonna have to skill once again, just so we get the break efficiency. And then Fugue is going to go. I'm not gonna have her ultimate just yet, but that's okay. We clear this cycle. We skill with Link.
Dude, what the fuck, bro? That's a healer. She got a burrito still cold in the middle. She got the pizza pockets, bro. She got the pizza pockets in the oven, dog. Oh, fuck.
Shot and they're dead. So, for reference, that was 2 cycles with a support as the main DPS. And also,
pockets,
just,
bro.
you know, for more clarification, that is not Linkshaw's best DPS build. All right, there are builds that you can use with Linkshaw that are meant to do that, that are meant to be way better. That was a regular healer Linkshaw build with a 4-star light cone and it 2-cycled MOC 12. And for further proof, just so you guys know, this is like Iron Cavalry, Forge of Kabagni Lantern, Traces, E0. You know, all of these characters are E0 actually. Our Ruan Mei was E0 as well. Harmony Trailblazer was E6, but that's free. So
yeah, that's actually really impressive. Especially again in today's power creep meta. With the HP inflation, Brax using an incredibly free-to-play build on every single character. Now I'll admit though, he does have like a supreme hyper buff to comp, right? But still, it's impressive that he's still got a fucking 2-cycle with like no SIGs. No E1s.
I don't think anyone's going to complain about that. That wouldn't make sense to me. But anyways, that's the power of Fugue and Linkshot.
And a sustainer.
She Fugue is a crazy powerful character. The amount of value she's adding is insane. And that value would not be possible without the help of some stellar supports. But real quick, before I show you her best teams and what I tried and tell you all about that, I showed you what set she's using, but I did not show you her main stats. Since she has a chance to apply a defense shred, you are going to want effect hit rate. There are also other parts of this that could be very helpful depending on the light cone that you're using. Things that have base chance to apply, effect hit rate's going to help with that. So we give her an effect hit rate body, speed boots, HP orb, and break effect rope. You don't need energy regen unless you're doing a very specific setup meant for her to dish out a lot more break-in damage herself, but it's just not necessary, guys. This doesn't apply buffs or anything. It just breaks enemies and can do break damage. So
I personally would never say English energy recharge is not necessary. I feel like it's like a poor choice of wording, because there's always gonna be some scenarios for sweaty players where they're gonna use the ER rope, right? But Brax is essentially saying that universally so, and like on a non-sweaty try-hard level, then you don't have to worry about it, right? But there's always going to be scenarios where you might say, oh, you know what? This looks like a scenario for the ER rope. You get what I mean? Like any sweaty player who gets real sticky in this shit knows what I'm talking about. But I still relatively agree with what Brax is saying.
So ER rope is just, in my opinion, not super necessary, and defect hit body is what you're going to want. But okay, now that you've seen the damage you can do with a support, what kind of teams are you running? Well, you don't actually have to run that team that I just ran. I was just running that to show you that you can clear with an abundance character with these 3 supports, but you're usually only going to use 2 and you're going to use a break character, right? Most of you guys are playing Firefly, Rappa, Boot Hill, other characters like that. So the first team that I want to showcase is a Firefly team with Trailblazer and Linkshot. Now, again, I could have cleared with Firefly, but I thought it was funnier to use Linkshot, and you'll see plenty of footage of Firefly, Linkshot, and Rappa and stuff in my full guide. I do want to say though that when I was clearing with Firefly, it took me 3 or 4 cycles on my multiple runs. Linkshot took 2, and one time she took 3.
How many times I gotta tell people, Fire Flop out here washed. Fire fraud, bro. Fire fucking flop, bro. Oh my God, she's washed. Skill issue? Yeah, sure, brother. Sure. Fire flop. That's you mean fire flop is the skill issue. Yeah, I agree. True, bro. Fire fraud is a skill issue for sure.
So I'm not saying
Fire fraud out here losing to a healer, bro.
Linkshot's better than Firefly, but you'll have a real easy time if you use this sustainer that cleanses everything with the other supports. Firefly's still hella good though. She easily clears this content, and using Fugue and Trailblazer together is going to help you get extra super break damage. You get 2 instances of super break. Now, the reason I'm not running Ron May here is because the extra super break damage you're getting ends up, in my opinion, and in some of the math that I've seen, outweighing the break efficiency, because most of the time Firefly's going to take 2 hits to break enemies anyways, unless they're small enemies and then use 1 hit break them. But even with Ron May, a lot of the tougher enemies, a lot of the elites will still take 2 hits, and without Ron May, a lot of the time with other characters on your team, they'll still take about 2 hits with Firefly. So the break efficiency does help you increase your damage, but just running double super break ends up being crazy good. So that's why I like to run both of them together.
Don't know about that one, Brax. Don't know about that one, little pup. But we're gonna have to agree to disagree on that one. Nah, I haven't even played her, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'll be testing all that shit out for sure. And if double super break actually ends up outperforming Ron May, then hey, it is what it is. We'll see though.
But that does mean that if you were looking forward to running like Remembrance MC or something,
Ron May always underperforms on paper. Oh, is that what he just said? Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine a realm where Harmony MC is outperforming Ron May. I can't. The 50% weakness break efficiency, increasing your super break damage on both Fugue and Firefly. The all type res pin, the 70%, or I'm sorry, not the 70%, the fucking her ice break damage on top of their damage. Yeah. I can't see it. That 50% weakness break increase is fucking insane, bro. I'll be honest.
And getting Fugue, maybe you're a little disappointed. Well, I don't want you to actually be disappointed, because you can still run Ron May. That hasn't changed.
That delay not being accounted for is another good point. But who cares, man? Not that deep. Hey, we're stepping into nerd fucking territory. It's not that deep.
You can still run Fugue and Ron May, and it ends up being stronger than Harmony Trailblazer and Ron May, just because Fugue also has that defense shred to her. And it has some like break buffs and stuff for your team. So this is totally fine, and this is possible. And of course, if you don't have Linkshot, you can just use Gallagher, because he's a Giga Chad. But for those of you
True, brother.
Guys who like to be a little silly goofy, you can use the Linkshot team too. You don't need a sustainer because Linkshot is your sustainer and your DPS. Now, I do want to show you guys some characters that Fugue works very well with. In my opinion, Firefly is going to be one of the best, especially because she applies fire weakness, and it just makes it so you don't have to worry about the 50% weakness break reduction when you could just have the full weakness break. But Rappa also works great as well, and in my opinion, Fugue was actually made more for Rappa, but just also works very well with Firefly. And the reason is because Rappa's MOC was Exo Toughness. Being able to break enemies multiple times with Rappa helps her get stacks way faster. I believe the stacks are called charge, by the way. There's not like a Himiko stack system or anything, but it's gonna help Rappa do a ton more damage. And also every time you break the extra Exo Toughness, you know how that's gonna end up being just more and more damage. And of course, Himiko is a huge winner of this, because when enemies have Exo Toughness, that's 40%. It doesn't really matter if they're an elite. They don't really have much more to break anyways. And all the enemies are gonna get broken from like a basic attack from Arlen. So Himiko ends up being giga buffed by Fugue. Fugue and Himiko, especially depending on the content, could be very strong in Firefly's place. But most of the time, Firefly is just gonna be easier to use and a little bit more straightforward. And honestly, if you're at E0 Himiko,
I feel like Firefly's kit is just a skill issue by design for the devs. Like she's been like popping off for as long as she has. And but the thing is, like, both Rappa and Himiko, they are going to literally get stronger by breaking more shields. Firefly just gets to trigger more super breaks, but so does Rappa and what's her name? Linksha and fucking Firefly. I mean, I'm sorry, Himiko. So the more they start like putting more like elements into the Exo Toughness bar, I feel like Firefly, the way her kit is built, is just not going to benefit from it as much as the others.
And like E0 5 stars and stuff, it's just gonna be a lot better. Firefly solos, but Linkshot solos Firefly. Xueyi, I also wanted to bring up. This is a character that was a hybrid crit DPS and break DPS.
They made her too easy and simple for selling.
Had like internal break scaling that affected her damage output. And now that super break is out, Xueyi has a lot of other options for how you build her and how she does damage. But with Fugue, it's even crazier just because you have the Exo Toughness, which is even more break opportunities, and Fugue allows you to break on any element. For those of you who don't know, Xueyi makes it so that whenever you reduce enemy toughness, she gets stacks of karma. And for those of you who don't know, her Eidolons do make it so she takes less stacks to unleash a follow-up attack. So basically with Fugue, it doesn't really matter if you're playing her into Quantum or not, because you can just always break.
Oh, I completely forgot about Xueyi. Xueyi totally can use fucking oh girl, Fugue. Damn. I forgot, bro. She about to be following up like a motherfucker.
And that's super.
Let her die peacefully. Boule whooped her ass. Nah, man. Nah, you sleep, bro. I can see the vision. I can see it. Brax is cooking.
Super great. That is a huge win for Xueyi. Honestly, going forward, there's going to be a lot more characters that work with Fugue, and like they're not done with super break. There's going to be characters that come back as breakers, and they might even make a summon that does break as
oh, I imagine it. Oh, Brax knows. That means they are totally making a summon
well, just to throw us a bone, right? So honestly, guys, after looking at Sunday and Fugue, the value that both of these characters bring is crazy, but Fugue ended up being way stronger than I even thought she would be, especially based on that live stream. I knew the Exo Toughness thing was gonna be big. I had no idea until we actually got to test it and see how it worked that you could stack super breaks. And honestly, I just didn't know all the details until I got hands-on. She's a great character. I was really surprised. Now, real quick, just to show you her Eidolons, E1 is going.
I feel like a lot of people are gonna sleep on Fugue the same way they slept on Jiao Xiao. There's certain things on paper that, like, obviously the casual audience just can't fucking grasp, and so because it doesn't sound broken on paper, they're just like, oh, she's mid. All right, we gonna see. We gonna see, boys. I will say, I fucking the shit that's on screen right now pisses me off. It's like, and the more you play like Wuthering Waves and Zenless Zone Zero, the more you get pissed off at this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what the fuck are we doing, man? Why are y'all pay gating weakness break efficiency behind an E1? Why are you pay gating that shit, dog? Like, it's like, dude, I shit you not. The HSR devs, bro, are showing their ass. they're showing their ass with this game, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's already a pay fucking fest. We have already got the community normalizing E1 S1. We've already got the community like normalizing this shit. Oh, well, you don't have her sig. Oh, but that's because he didn't have Yunli's sig. If you had his sig, then she would be performing, right? We've already normalized $300 price tags. Now, look at this. Look at this garbage. Look at this fucking garbage, man. It's like, and when I call it out, I'm the bad guy. When I call you a dumb fuck for letting this shit be acceptable, I'm the bad guy. I'm the one that's unreasonable, right, chat? It's like, how can you look at that and be like, yeah, that's fine? They straight up put a weakness break efficiency, which we all know how valuable it is. It's on Ron May, behind her Eidolon. Premium limited banner that cost $100 bare minimum, by the way. You're not being objective. Yeah. Such a grimy and slimy fucking business this is, I tell you.
Going to be very helpful. Ally target with Fox and Prayer increases their weakness break efficiency by 50%. Keep in mind, weakness break efficiency increase is great, and this is actually what Ruanmei gives. So this basically makes it so you don't need Ruanmei, you just can use Fugue, which is great. But
that E1 can kiss my motherfucking ass. I ain't buying that shit.
This is most effective with fire characters because then you don't have to worry about the toughness reduction percent.
Game ain't that hard, little pup.
Normally. E2 on Fugue is going to be helpful for energy. It makes it so that when an enemy's weakness gets broken, Fugue gets 3 energy. It's basically...
All right, boys, this is where we end the video. Hey, by the way, in Brax, fantastic fucking content. I will not support these greedy motherfuckers trying to sell Eidolons. Kiss my ass, so what? Excellent fucking guide maker right here, ladies and gentlemen. One of the best in the space to do it. Here's the video if you want to go check it out. Boom, boom, boom. All right, let me go ahead and put this on YouTube too. Yeet, yeet. Up, 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 up. Go show my boy some love. Leave a like on his video. And that was awesome.